Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be diving into the world of charities.
Okay.
And let me tell you, the waters are looking a little choppy right now.
Really?
Yeah, you sent over some sources that paint a pretty stark picture
Mm-hmm.
of the challenges that they're facing.
Mm-hmm.
But they also offer like a hint at a really innovative solution.
Oh, interesting.
And it involves books, of all things.
Wow. Okay.
Who knew, right?
Yeah. That's pretty fascinating. It's like a really cool intersection of like traditional storytelling and then some really cutting edge technology.
Yeah.
And it seems like it could be a lifeline for charities struggling to stay afloat these days.
Well, and let's not sugarcoat it. Things are tough out there for charities right now.
Definitely.
One article that you shared from Pro Bono Economics states that 1 in 5 UK charities have had to cut services because of rising costs.
Oh, wow.
And get this, it's happening at the same time that demand for their services is increasing like a lot.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So it's like they're being squeezed from both ends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That same article from Pro Bono Economics calls it an unhealthy status quo,
It makes sense.
with charities caught between like shrinking budgets,
Yeah.
a lack of skilled workers,
Yeah.
and a growing number of people needing their help.
Right.
It's a recipe for disaster.
It really is.
And the stories from the front lines are heartbreaking.
I bet.
The article quotes some charity CEOs talking about having to turn people away,
Oh, no.
people who desperately need their help,
Yeah.
simply because they don't have the funds to support them.
That's awful.
Can you imagine being in that position?
No, it's a stark reminder of the human cost of this funding crisis.
Right.
And when we zoom out to the bigger picture, as the CEO blog post does,
Yeah.
we see that this problem is not going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like government funding has been slashed, individual donations are down, and the cost of living is skyrocketing.
Yeah, it's a perfect storm.
It really is.
So we've established that charities are in dire straits. This report from Charity Excellence, Charity Cost of Living Crisis, 1BN Funding Cuts Report, really drives that point home.
Oh, wow.
They're predicting public sector funding cuts up to £1 billion annually.
Goodness.
It's on top of the drops in individual donations and the existing funding issues.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, so the long-term consequences of this could be just devastating.
Absolutely.
The report warns that if things don't change soon, we could see widespread charity closures,
Yeah.
particularly among like smaller local organizations.
Right.
And what's really worrying is the idea of perishable infrastructure.
Interesting.
These are the vital networks of expertise and local knowledge and community trust that charities build over years, sometimes decades.
Right.
And if these charities go under, those networks disappear with them.
It's like losing a vital organ.
Exactly.
The Charity Excellence Report does offer some glimmers of hope, though.
Okay, good.
They talk about the need for innovation and collaboration, particularly with AI,
Okay.
to find ways to do more with less. Which brings us to the really intriguing part of your research.
Okay.
This idea of using books with smart features to help charities raise funds and awareness.
Right.
It's called Right Published Books. Right?
Exactly. And it seems to tick a lot of the boxes that these reports highlight as being essential for the future of the charity sector.
Now, I got to admit, when I first saw like books and cutting-edge technology in the same sentence,
Yeah,
I was a little skeptical.
I understand.
But the more I dug into the materials you sent,
Yeah.
especially the information from the Right Published Books website and this Books for Charity PDF, the more impressed I became.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
What's particularly clever about this is that Right Published Books produces these bespoke books for free for qualifying charities.
Oh,
And that means that the charities don't have to shell out any money up front,
right.
which is a huge barrier for a lot of them.
Especially smaller organizations.
Yeah, exactly. Especially those with tight budgets.
Yeah.
You know.
And because they get to keep 100% of the profits from the book sales,
Right.
it offers them a potential revenue stream that's entirely theirs.
Exactly.
But hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay.
Before we dive into how it all works,
Yeah.
let's talk about why books are such a smart choice for fundraising in the first place.
Sure.
I mean, in this digital age, why not just focus on online campaigns?
Right.
What makes books stand out?
It's a great question, and it gets to the heart of why this approach is so compelling.
Okay.
Like, in a world of fleeting social media posts and online ads,
Yeah.
A book offers something tangible, something with lasting value.
Mm-hmm.
It's a physical object that people can hold and display and treasure,
Okay.
and that perceived value translates into a willingness to pay a higher price,
Right.
which is obviously a big plus for charities.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's more than just a pretty coffee table book, right?
Exactly.
This is where the smart part comes in.
Yeah.
We have an image here that shows how these books for charity blend storytelling with interactive features.
Oh, cool.
QR codes for instant donations, links to online shops, updates on projects. It's like a book that comes alive.
It really does kind of blur the lines between traditional media and the digital world.
Yeah.
And that's where the potential for really deep engagement lies.
Yeah.
Think about it. Someone reads a moving story about the impact of a charity's work, and right there on the page, they have an easy way to donate, learn more, or even get involved.
So it's not just a one-off transaction.
Yeah.
It's a way to build a lasting connection with supporters.
Exactly.
And that's crucial for charities in the long run, right?
Yeah.
One-off donations are great,
Mm-hmm.
but consistent support is what really makes a difference.
Absolutely. And that's where the living book concept comes in.
Okay.
The content of these books can be updated as the charity evolves.
Oh, wow.
Adding new stories, successes, and ways to get involved.
So it stays relevant?
Yeah, exactly. It keeps the book relevant and engaging and gives supporters a reason to come back again and again.
Okay. I'm officially intrigued.
Good.
This is way more than just a book.
Yeah.
It's like a whole fundraising and engagement ecosystem.
It really is.
But before we get too carried away with all the possibilities,
Okay.
let's take a step back and break down how it all works.
All right.
We've established that Write Published Books creates these bespoke books for free.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that process actually look like?
Yeah.
How do they capture the essence of a charity's work and translate it into a compelling book?
Well, it all starts with collaboration,
Okay.
right? Published Books doesn't just churn out generic templates.
Right.
They work closely with each charity to understand their unique story, their mission, and the people that they serve.
So it's a truly bespoke experience
Yeah.
tailored to the individual charity.
Exactly.
I imagine that must be a pretty involved process.
It is, but in a good way.
Okay.
The Books for Charity PDF outlines the different stages.
Mm-hmm.
And what's clear is that Write Published Books takes a very hands-on approach.
Yeah.
They help charities gather stories, photos, and insights that capture the heart of their work.
It's like they're helping charities unlock the power of their own narrative.
Exactly.
I bet there are some amazing stories buried within these organizations just waiting to be told.
Absolutely. And Write Published Books has a knack for finding those hidden gems and
Yeah.
weaving them into a compelling narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the inspiring journeys of the people the charity has helped, the dedicated volunteers who power their work, the
Yeah.
impact they're having on the community.
Yeah.
These are the stories that resonate with people, that make
Right.
them want to get involved.
And these aren't just like feel-good anecdotes, right?
Not at all.
I mean, they're also showcasing the tangible impact of the charity's work,
Exactly.
proving that donations really do make a difference.
It's about connecting the dots between the generosity of supporters
Yeah.
and the positive outcomes that result from their contributions.
And the visual element is crucial here, too.
Oh, definitely.
We have an image that shows Write Published Books working side by side with a charity,
Yeah.
sifting through photos, brainstorming ideas, and really getting to the heart of what makes that charity special.
It's awesome.
It feels like a genuine partnership, not just a transactional service.
Exactly.
And those smart features that we talked about earlier, how do they fit into this collaborative process?
They're integrated seamlessly into the design of the book right from the very beginning. So,
Okay.
for example, while reading a story about a child whose life was transformed by the charity's work,
Yeah.
a reader might come across a QR code that allows them to make an instant donation to support similar initiatives.
So it's about creating those aha moments, those points where the reader is so moved by what they're reading
Yeah.
that they're compelled to take action right then and there.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just donations, too.
Okay.
There might be links to the charity's online shop or opportunities to volunteer, or even a way to sign up for email updates to stay connected with the charity's work.
Gotcha.
It's about turning a passive reading experience into an active engagement with the cause.
Now, you mentioned the living book concept earlier.
Yes.
Could you explain that a bit more?
Sure.
I'm still not quite clear how that works in practice.
It's a fantastic way to ensure that these books remain relevant and engaging long after they're published.
Okay.
Essentially, the content can be updated over time. As the charity achieves new milestones, launches new campaigns, or has exciting updates to share,
What?
they can add those stories to the book.
So it's like a digital magazine subscription,
Yeah, kind of.
but in a physical book format.
Right.
That's pretty ingenious.
It keeps supporters in the loop,
Yeah.
reinforces that their contributions are making a difference,
Right.
and encourages them to stay involved.
Exactly. It transforms a one-time purchase into a lasting connection with the charity.
Absolutely.
Now, while this approach is very innovative, it's also grounded in practical benefits. And one of the biggest concerns for charities is, of course, cost effectiveness,
Of course.
right? It's all well and good having a beautifully designed book and fancy smart features,
Yeah.
but if it eats into the charity's already stretched budget,
Right.
then it's not a viable solution.
Well, that's where Write Publish Books really shines,
Okay.
because they produce the books for free.
Right.
Charities can allocate their resources to their core mission
Yeah.
rather than worrying about printing and production costs.
And remember, they get to keep 100% of the profits from book sales.
Exactly.
That's a game changer,
Yeah.
especially for smaller charities
Yeah.
who often struggle to secure reliable funding.
Right. It's about empowering them to become financially sustainable so they can focus on what they do best, making a positive impact in their communities.
Okay, so we've talked about the collaborative process, the smart features,
Yeah.
the living book concept, and the financial benefits.
Right.
It all sounds incredibly promising.
It's
But what about the practicalities?
Write Publish Books seems to have thought of everything.
Okay.
They offer various packages and options to suit different needs and budgets. They guide charities through every step of the process, from brainstorming ideas to designing the book and promoting it to their supporters.
So they're not just handing over a finished product.
No.
They're walking alongside charities,
Yeah.
offering support and expertise every step of the way.
Exactly. They're invested in the success of each and every charity that they work with.
This is all starting to sound like a dream solution for charities facing those daunting financial challenges that we talked about earlier.
I know, it's great.
But let's be realistic. There are always limitations.
Right. Of course, no solution is perfect.
Right.
One potential limitation is the reliance on book sales.
Yeah.
Charities still need to put in the effort to market the book and encourage people to buy it.
And that takes time resources
Yeah.
and a certain level of marketing savvy.
Right?
Not every charity has that in-house expertise.
That's true, but from what I've gathered, Write Publish Books offers guidance and support in that area as well.
Oh, good.
They help charities develop marketing strategies, leverage social media, and connect with potential buyers.
So they're not just creating the book. They're also equipping charities with the tools and the knowledge to make it a success.
Exactly.
It's a very holistic approach, which is impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, is there anything in the sources about the reach of this program? I mean, you mentioned that Write Publish Books is based in Northern Ireland,
Yeah.
but can they work with charities across the UK?
Yeah, that's a really important question
Yeah.
because location can be a huge barrier for so many charities when it comes to accessing resources and support.
Exactly.
And it seems that Write Publish Books has addressed this head on.
Okay.
Both their website and the Books for Charity PDF explicitly state that they work with charities nationwide. So while their base is in Northern Ireland, their reach extends far beyond.
That's fantastic news.
Yeah.
That means that charities across the UK, regardless of their size or location, can potentially benefit from this innovative approach.
Exactly. It really democratizes access to a powerful fundraising tool.
Yeah.
And levels the playing field for charities who might otherwise struggle to compete for funding.
Okay, so let's bring this all back to you, our listener.
Okay.
We've explored the challenges facing the charity sector, the creative solution offered by Write Publish Books, and the practical benefits of this book-based fundraising model.
It's been a really fascinating conversation.
It has.
Now it's time for you to consider how this information might apply to your own organization.
All right.
What resonated with you the most during our conversation?
Yeah, what sparked your curiosity?
Yeah.
Do you see a book for charity as a potential solution for your organization?
Yeah. Could this be the key to unlocking new funding streams, deepening your connection with supporters, and amplifying the impact of your work? Imagine holding that beautifully crafted book in your hands, a tangible representation of your charity's mission and the stories that bring it to life.
And imagine sharing that book with your supporters.
Yeah.
Knowing that every purchase translates directly into resources that fuel your vital work.
It's so cool.
It is.
It's about empowering your charity to not just survive,
Right.
but to thrive in a challenging environment.
We've provided links to all the sources in the show notes so you can explore further and delve deeper into the world of Write published books and their unique approach.
Take some time to reflect on the information we've discussed and consider how this innovative model might fit into your charity's fundraising strategy.
Remember, even small steps can lead to big changes.
That's true.
Perhaps a book for charity is the catalyst your organization needs to navigate these uncertain times and emerge stronger than ever.
It really could be.
Yeah.
The power of storytelling combined with the ingenuity of technology has the potential to transform the way charities connect with supporters and secure the resources they need to make a real difference.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of charity fundraising.
Of course.
We hope this episode has sparked some new ideas and inspired you to explore creative solutions that can empower your organization to flourish.
I think so too.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of positive change.